So people think they're eating healthy and don't understand why they feel so bad. Hi, it's Dr. Gundry here. Today I'm revealing which proteins are good for you, which you should trash, and which you can eat in moderation. Almost a fifth of our bodies are made up of protein. Yeah, it's pretty wild when you think about it. Protein is this powerhouse nutrient that's all about building up our muscles and bones. So, kicking off your day with a good dose of protein is like giving your body the prime building blocks it needs to keep going with high energy. First up, hamburger meat. You already know that the saturated fat in red meat is terrible for pretty much every aspect of your health. But if you like beef, it's fine to eat in moderation. Just choose a grass-fed and grass-finished lean steak or grass-fed beef. Okay, what about chicken breast? This is super healthy, right? It's lean proteins, but studies show that even white meat can raise cholesterol levels just as much as red meat. And did you know that up to 97% of chicken could be contaminated with bacteria that make you sick? Yuck! Eat this in moderation and make sure it says pasture-raised on the label. Here we have tofu. I won't touch this. It's made from soy that contains a type of plant estrogen that some studies suggest may mess with your hormones. Dump this in the garbage. Veggie burgers, we've all seen it. Tons of plant-based options in the meat section. I know you're thinking, oh wow, Dr. Gundry loves plants. I should be eating plant-based burgers. But the problem with these burgers is that a lot of them have soy. And soy, well, it's a no-no in my book. You see, we feed soy to cows and pigs to fatten them up. The reason they make you fat is because of the nasty lectins found in soy. The reason why we should be wary of lectins at all is because the lining inside your gut is just one cell thick, and many of the foods with lectins are actually creating tiny tears in the linings of our guts. Asian diets value soy in its fermented form, such as miso paste or real fermented soy sauce. These fermentation processes, which can take years, break down the harmful lectin proteins that can wreak havoc on our bodies. The problem? This isn't being done with modern soy products. The stuff you find today is not your grandmother's soy. They've even invented soy legume hemoglobin, meant to mimic meat, found in famous health foods with no long-term data on the effects. And as a doctor, this has me worried. Soy protein isolate, soy lecithin, soy isoflavones. These nasty guys are used as fillers in your snacks and processed foods, so you're consuming way more of this man-made processed soy than you realize. Now, one of the things that you have to know is that companies want to save money, and they want to use readily available foods that are cheap to grow to make products that you think are good for you. That's why so many of these alternative foods use pea proteins or soy proteins or corn proteins, all of which are loaded with lectins, which literally can tear holes in the wall of your gut. And I can measure these in my patients. Why do companies do this? Because they're really cheap. And the bottom line is cheap food makes them more money. It doesn't matter that it makes you sick. That's not the point. The point is to convince you that a plant-based meat must be good for you because plants are healthy. Now, here's the other problem that you don't think about. These are ultra-processed foods, just like any other ultra-processed food. Oh yeah, it may look like a chicken breast, or it may look like a piece of meat, or it may look like a hamburger, but think about it for a second. When you eat a pasture-raised chicken breast, you're actually eating a whole food that nothing has been done to it except cooking it. It takes a very long time for your digestive system to break apart that whole food into individual amino acid proteins. Hours, in fact. But if you take these plant proteins grind them up into a fine powder, colorize them, then press together. These are not whole foods. These are ultra-processed. And you break these things down instantaneously into rapidly absorbed proteins and carbohydrates. And it's just like having a crazy ultra-processed food bar. It has no relationship to how you normally digest food. And even though it looks like something you thought would be digested slowly, it's digested instantaneously, causing a traffic jam in your mitochondria, producing less energy. Stay away from these foods. A surprisingly exceptional protein is flaxseed. It's high in the amino acids arginine and glutamine, both of which are important for helping support heart and immune system health. Next up, spirulina. Does it deserve its superfood status? Actually, yes. It's a fantastic source of complete protein, giving your body all 9 of the essential amino acids that it can't make on its own. And it's packed with nutrients and antioxidants for a strong, healthy, slim body. I eat this every day. If you eat more of the good-for-you proteins I just mentioned and less of the ones that are bad for you, you can expect wonderful health benefits like strong muscles, better energy, and a leaner look.